Good morning, everybody. Today I wanted to take some time to talk about a subject that I think is probably one of the most beautiful and incredible things in our existence. And as it just so happens, it is the one absolute truth in an unabsolute world, so to speak, and that is change. There is a beautiful story that I've read 3 or 4 different times and kind of like different variations of it, but I think it illustrates the importance of change to us as human beings, and it is called The Buddha and the Dragon. And essentially, in this story, what it talks about is how there was once this great and beautiful and advanced civilization and city called Atlantis. And in Atlantis, there lived a very wise and compassionate man named the Buddha, and he would teach all who would listen about falling in love with change. He said that all things in life are change. There is no permanency in this life. The only thing permanent is the change. And that we should fall in love with it. That we should accept things as they flow in and out and truly, truly come to not only embrace the changes and the insecurities in life, but to very much fall in love with those things. And for a time, many people did. And what they found from that ultimately was peace, right? Understanding that I'm here now, I'm not here now, I have a thought here now, I don't have a thought. So very much falling in love with the ebbs and flows, the yang and yin of life. Then one day there rose another man, whom we'll call the dragon. And the dragon started teaching, shall we say, a very opposite view of what the Buddha would say. And he said, let's resist the change. Instead, let's find stability. Let's fight that, right? Let's try and live a life and try and work towards a life where we have as much stability as possible, right? Let's try and fight this change as much as we can. And as a matter of fact, if we work and go towards a certain way of life, we'll make as little change as possible, as much stability as possible. Heck, let's even try and do this, that, and the other, and try and slow down the aging. And it was the dragon who introduced silly things like cosmetics and certain things that really sort of create an illusion that I am not aging, I am not changing, I am not getting any older. And ultimately, what this led to was an immense amount of suffering amongst these people in this great city. And ultimately, as the story goes, it was what led to the destruction of the great city of Atlantis, where these people, instead of embracing change and falling in love with change, they resisted it. And in turn, that's what created their suffering and their ultimate destruction. Now, I don't know if this tale is true, if there's any truth to it, but I do think it has an absolutely beautiful message that if we do go through our life and understand each and every day that there is going to be change, whether it's you're getting older, a job change, a family change, you had a baby, your kids moved out, whatever, because every single day something is constantly changing. And I think that there is an immense amount of beauty to that. And there's, I think it is the movie Troy, not the actual book, The Iliad, but there's this amazing line where Achilles is speaking to a priestess of one of the Greek gods. And Achilles says to her, and remember, Achilles' mother is actually a goddess. And he says to this priestess, can I tell you something about the gods? And he says that the gods envy us. And the reason that they envy us is because of our impermanence. And that you will never be more beautiful than you are right now. And that is such a wise and deep and beautiful line into there, where when you watch a sunset you realize, like, I may see another sunset, but I will never see this sunset again. We will never be here in this moment again, and that's what makes things so beautiful. So the point of this message, and I hope that this helps some people here, is just understand that all things in this world are impermanent. So if you are happy right now and at peace right now, like, really take that in. But don't get attached to it. Attachment will always lead to suffering. And understand that it is beautiful, and it is here, and it's going to be gone, and it may come back in a different way. And if you're in pain right now, if you're suffering right now, know that this too shall pass. All structures in this world of form are unstable. Even these little forms that we take, that we call a human experience, they're temporary, right? The body is slowly going to age and decay. The mind is going to go with it, right? But there is this permanent thing that is behind it, right? And we don't have to go any deeper into that, but just know this to be the truth, that the body is going to change, the mind is going to change. Fall in love with it and accept it, because one day soon we are going to get to experience one of the most beautiful and biggest mysteries in our lives, and it's called the Great Change, which we also call death. I hope that this helps some guys. I know it's an interesting message to at least contemplate there, but it is good to know that all things change, all things will pass. Enjoy this day, and I thank you all very much for your time. Goodbye.